Welcome, welcome. Fresh off the presses. Wow. Now, after the firestorm that is taking place, they're trying to see how in the world did the majority of the NBA players they have now hit the test and it just go crazy like this. How did this happen? What's up, Nathan? John, Anytime, Ozzy. I see you guys. Now, the main problem that they're having right now is the fact that they haven't gotten some sense of control or containment to where the numbers are coming down. They want to make sure that this thing is dissipating and it's not happening in that format. So that's disturbing to some of the people out there. And for some weird reason, they're dropping. I mean, dropping my numbers here. I think they're going up now. But a lot of people were, it's very weird what they just did. It's like somebody hit the stop button. It's very crazy what they're doing here. Welcome to the New World Order, pretty much. So anyway, the NBA, after the CDC has made the statement that they have made, as far as all the testing and the results and the things that happened and people who came forward, they have a new problem. They were forced to close all the facilities now. These positive tests, because what they were doing was running practices with one coach, one player individually. They'll come in and work. And even, well, I'm going to tell you exactly where the fallout was. Because the main problem and the main issue, once it hit the table and arose to a situation where it hit the table, and that fact came in with the players themselves. People are not looking at, they're thinking of what the organization wants, and this is happening because this organization says this and that organization says that. The players count here too. And the players, a lot of them and their family don't want them out there on the court, even in practice, until this thing is dissipated. See, when you push the fear narrative just don't stop with like just the regular people, even the celebrities, especially when they're seeing other celebrities who are affected by this. You know, they see like we see. A lot of them are mentally fragile more than we are. And they're seeing other celebrities get it, and then they have wives, and the wives are in their ears. They're talking to other people. They're scared. So if you're going out there, there's a possibility you might get sick and bring it back. So when they see other players who are coming up, like, I'm sick. Are you sick? No, we're all sick. So when you see this narrative taking place, now everything changes. And I mean, everything changes. Now you got players that didn't want to go out there anyway. So now it's like, well, what do we do now? I need that Bucks jersey. Oh, it's coming. Oh, it's coming. Rachel Nichols just did a piece on James Harden beef with Anthony Cupo. Yeah, I told you. No, but I guarantee you they didn't say they the one instigating it. There really isn't a beef. They're trying to make one. See, you come here, you get the real. Nobody care about the real anymore. They want to promote fake. But anyway, since we're here, let's give it to them raw. Like Soldier Slim. Now, the Los Angeles Lakers team, they want to make sure that the people who were negative are negative still. They want to have a lot of people retested now, bring them back in, make sure, because guys have been going in doing one-on-one practices with the coaches. They want to make sure that the coaching staff, they want to make sure that their players are negative. It's already tested 8 teams right now. And out of 8 teams, it's only a number of players so far, and some of the results are not back yet. So we're being told. If it was up to the NBA, they would have had everybody hold off on going public. They just said a couple of players, some of the players took it upon their own account to say, I want people to know, like, I got it. I'm in quarantine right now. So if anybody, that's their way of telling people, like, look, if you've been around me for 48 hours, I ain't got to call you. I'm in quarantine now. You've been around me, just letting you know, I got it. That's letting everybody know who's been around them. Now they're scared. So people, other family members or other players, wives and friends, if you've been around that person, now you're kind of scared because you know you've been around that person. And this is how the fear starts. And see, the NBA knew that. And the players, a lot of them don't want to go back on the court. They don't, not under these terms. Not with all this thing not really contained. And they're looking at the league as most of the players or some of the players are having discussions saying they just want us back out there to make some money. They don't care about our health. That's what a lot of them think, which is mostly true, but it's what's going on. It's the real. A lot of people saying, man, why haven't they come out and announce who did it? Like, why aren't they announcing all the players? First off, the players have to agree. To say that they want their name out there. One. That's one. They have to agree to being able to allow their name to go out. If not, they'll just say 3 other players. They have to get permission from the actual players. It's their own right to come out and say something. Yeah, it's the law by HIPAA. But another reason why, too, is another reason. And a lot of people think they're doing this just for the Lakers. No, because they never named the other players that was on the Brooklyn Nets. They never named those players. Well, just think about it. If you're China, who else would you blame? I've given up on telling people to hit the like button. I just figure at this point, they're just not going to do it. Um, Thank you, Coco Loco. I see what you're saying. That they had only NBA players are coming out saying that they have it, and only Sean Payton is the only person that said that they had it in the NFL. But the NBA got hit with it pretty hard. It's a good point, but you got to understand something. The NBA, not a lot of them. It's not something that like they've been back from China for a long time. Like they do games in China, but a lot of them are in California. China is in Japan and all of those areas. The closest area to them is California, Japan, and everything else. California is the closest thing. So right there, California is like a hotbed for Corona. It's a complete hotbed. I Either today or tomorrow, I'll show you how China became a powerhouse. A powerhouse. Of course, whenever they resume the season, or if they have to call the season, man, it would cripple everything as far as record books, everything. This whole season just be a wash, and there's no championship, no playoffs. It would just. We saw it happen in baseball in '94. There was no All-Star game. There was no World Series, no playoffs, no nothing. They just called the season, and we saw how much damage that did to baseball. But that was different. That wasn't a pandemic. That was just players and their greed. Now, this is something else entirely. Well, a lot of people are going to ask themselves, where does LeBron stand in all this? He doesn't seem to be concerned. And he's around his family, his wife, his kids, and they're isolated in their house. But see, that was Marcus's choice. Marcus chose to go out and do a video and say, I got it and everything else. Some people using their opportunity to turn it into a press situation for them. Now, other junkets would probably wished he hadn't done that. Like some of the people in the NBA be like, look, next time you do a video, it's cool. You want to come out, and say you want your name out there and all these things. It's cool that you found out. But what it does is it kind of hurts the progress the NBA is trying to make. But if players are coming out publicly and going on social media saying, hey, Listen, this wasn't organized with the league. I can tell you that now. Because what that did was influence the CDC and everyone else say, you know what, y'all got too many players popping up. Close the facilities, no training, no nothing. That's just done for an angle. The NBA was still trying to have some type of semblance of practice and workout and keeping the players in shape. But by HIPAA law, the players don't have to tell anybody if they're, a leak to the press. I tested positive or I tested negative. Yesterday, people just made just an assumption that it was JaVale McGee. He looked like he got something. The way he be playing and moving, yeah, JaVale, he looks sick. Yeah. So they just, I don't know why he become the whipping boy for everybody, but yeah, JaVale McGee was blamed. And he basically came out and said, I tested negative. Like, say what you want, I tested negative. So let's just let that be known now. So now it was out there, well, he tested negative. Can't blame JaVale McGee. Of course, because it's a dividing point. The players in the league are not on the same page. Some of the players, and I say some, are very worried even about going into practice. They're psychologically not ready to play. See, that's what's not being discussed. That is being discussed behind closed doors. See, yesterday when all this other stuff was going on, this is what was happening when the players, and they was going to announce that, some Laker players had tested positive. And they weren't two Laker players. They just weren't even going to name them. And the league don't want to name nobody anyway. It just adds more fuel to the fire. And it makes it harder for them to bring the game back. Right, because if the Lakers got it, then that means like 50 Instagram thoughts got it. And oh yes, for the VIP members on the Patreon, you will learn the truth. And right now we got the video up. Suge Knight never tried to kill Eminem. That video's up right now with all the facts. Plus, you're going to see what happens after that fact. All of that is yet to come. All this is coming back to back. You're going to get them back to back. So far, that first part is already out. Oh, Elijah John, what you don't know. They did. Dasani water, I don't know, but that in core is still at the stores and ain't nobody touching it. So I don't know what that is, but nobody touching them waters. But I don't drink that anyway. I got this and I got my Fiji. Y'all didn't know what happened? Man, I guess it's a good time to be a Patreon, isn't it? It's a great time to be a Patreon member. Watch Pandemic on Netflix. It was one of the most trending things last week. Pandemic! That thing was on Netflix trending like crazy. Anything that had something to do with a pandemic, it was like, the pandemic returns. And here it is. Somebody like, who? What? Why am I here? Silent weapons for quiet wars. That's right. Killer Army told you a long time ago. They know the more they go public, the more it hurts. So you don't want to keep going public. Because the more you do that, the more it hurts you. It does not help. It hinders.
Into Dallas, Clinton Dix, who turned 27 in December, started all 16 games for the...
Yeah. So he can go team up with his other Alabama guy. Now, where were we? Naturally, people are going to think about LeBron, but no one's thinking about Anthony Davis. Is one of those players Anthony Davis? AD. Hmm? Yes, I remember that Supernatural. AD definitely got it. He's like skin. Oh my gosh. You still believe this comes down to actual skin tone and melatonin protects you from it? No, being in a warm environment helps protect you from it. Anything over 78 degrees is very hard for it to maintain. Flu viruses have a hard time living and surviving in temperatures that are very warm. You should know this. This is every flu air viral thing that you've seen comes from this. That's why in Africa, Nigeria, and places where it's very, very warm, and it's like a lot of people in Arizona, you said it's hot in Italy, but they have it. Once again, I said it's hard, not that it's impossible, for it to live or survive in warm temperatures. But you got to look at how many things are in Africa that are different than they are in Italy. Italy have a lot of old artifacts, toxic water from the sea level rising above the buildings that they use the boats to get around in. A lot of things over there is unsanitary. And a lot of guys do a lot of touching, grabbing each other, touching and hugging, and they pass it on and on and on and on. People have been telling me LeBron had a Instagram chat with his fans and all this stuff and talking with them and talking about old games and all this stuff because he's bored. It's funny you say that, Coco Loco. You say I say anything, and then everything a couple of days later, you find out I'm absolutely 100% correct. I don't see you coming in here saying, Carcino, you was correct. When I told you Kevin Durant was sick and you guys are going to find out something, you just got to wait. You know, they weren't saying too much. And what happened? Who's the person that come out? Kevin Durant. So if I found out that information, it means that they were giving out the information. Somebody had it, meaning that Kevin Durant was gonna go public. Right, exactly. So if I'm right a lot of times of the day. Sometimes that broken clock is right 4 times a day, depending on how you look at the clock. Well, that's one thing. We don't want to go down that road, but I just hope everybody's safe, you know. You always wish for that. Why would we wish for anything other than? That quote has been around for hundreds of years. LeBron ego was checked. Well, I'll tell you like this. When you're looking at some of the things that they're going to have to do, the possibility of the league coming back anytime in May is very slim to none. They're hoping in 2 weeks of having everyone off the field and off the courts that this thing can start to dissipate and go away. So that they're looking at 14 days. Hopefully they can see some numbers decline enough to where, okay, we could deal with everyone else because they don't have enough testing available for the average folks. So the thing is, what good is it if you're testing only the athletes and making it available for those super special people, and you're making it like great for them, but they have family members who are not celebrities, who's not popular, or fans or coaches or assistants, who's not in that upper echelon of importance of getting tested, you might think. And that person can get that other person that you care about so much infected. So it becomes all the stuff you've done to keep people safe comes null and void. One person can come around, have no signs of any symptoms, and get everybody back sick again. And if they believe, for like one instance, that this is something that as soon as they come back, it's all good and no problem, smooth sailings, everybody's gonna be wrong. If anybody's believing that, everyone will be wrong. This is not this is the beginning. You think when doors open back up and they let businesses, they can't afford to let a business close more than 2 weeks. So 14 days at the max is what you're really looking at here, because this is a war against the economy. This is hitting the reset button on the economy. We discussed a little bit of this yesterday. Now, here in Illinois, every city and every state is different. In Illinois, they're talking about letting the kids resume school after April the 20th. After April the 20th, they think they will have it under control enough with the kids all isolated and everything else to be able to resume school again here in Illinois, when they really should just call the year. But the problem that they've created and that's happening is that it's not just hurting the school system and the market, it's hurting the parents who do have jobs, who do go to work, who didn't lose their jobs. They got to find some way they're bringing their kid to work, they're watching the kids, they're doing a whole lot of different things that they can do to help out in this situation. Now, you think the NFL is happy with Sean Payton doing what he did? Okaying his name to go out like that? Now, Sean Payton said 4 more days at home. 4 more days. So that means for the past 2.5 weeks, Sean Payton has been fighting this. And they're now just coming out. Well, you gotta see what's happening out here in the world. The world is a scary place. They're not reporting how many homeless people have it. I'm quite sure there are some homeless people that have it. But to a homeless person, they're like, what the heck? A lot of people don't realize when they talk about the homeless, some of the homeless chose to be homeless. They did. It wasn't something that just landed. They went through a state of depression. They ran away from home. They've had bad luck with drugs and everything else. They've stolen from people. So they burnt up every bridge they had in life. They don't even want to face people. They chose to be homeless. And there's a lot of them out there. But they're opening up a lot of facilities for the homeless to be able to go in and check in with people. And, they're starting to do that now. At least here in Illinois, they're starting to do it. It's a little different for a lot of different players. In actuality, because the situations always seem to always have a slant to it. It's always some type of twist. Well, overseas, they just had the Premier League in soccer. They're playing with no fans. Well, here it is. NBA has banned players from team travel or traveling, period. They don't want the players traveling at all in the NBA. So LeBron did a whole Instagram live chat with the fans. He's talking about all his games with the Heat and the Celtics. He negated to mention anything about the two Laker players who tested positive. He did not want to go down that thing in that whole Instagram live thing that I did not watch, but I knew the rest of the other people would watch. I was not going to waste my time in my life watching LeBron James talk about himself. Man, no, out here somebody should hit a cop up. You know, it's crazy. This whole thing got people in panic. Oh, Caldwell Pope, man, he was very, very adamant, you know, and upset. Some of the Laker players, once they said two Laker players had it, but they told the team, like the team knows who it is, like the players, and they're told to nobody go on the press, nobody say who it is. They have privacy, you know, but not all the players were told, just some of the players. Caldwell Pope wasn't one of the players that was in the know as to who the other players were. But he said, "Oh, I bet LeBron know though. I bet you told LeBron. Bet you told AD. Or is it LeBron? Is it AD?" Birdman is giving away free hand sanitizer because he can't sell it. See, so now you got to use it as a tax write-off purpose. The same thing happened to the guy who did that on Amazon. They bought it all up, and then they tried to go and sell it themselves. The government took control of the Amazon account, and then he tried to do it another sneaky way and sell it on the streets. And he was about to go and face some serious jail time. So he decided to give it away to charity. So we can get answers. What answers are you talking about? I just went live on Patreon just the other day. He's on Instagram getting drunk, as he always do. And that's all he's doing. He's going down there getting drunk. And you're going to have to deal with a drunk Brian. Drunk man, bro. Drunk man, bro. Oh, Adrian, he must be living in Never Never Land or something. Come back to reality, dude. When you float back into your house and turn on your TV, actually watch the games. You can't get drunk off wine, says the man who don't drink. Why I really don't like LeBron? Because he's what? Egotistical, arrogant, spoiled, pampered. protected, and it isn't good to be put in the name of the other greats. He's a marketing tool. And I'm here to bring the reality back. I'm Morpheus. Which pill do you want? You want this pill or this pill? You want to stay in the matrix and believe LeBron James is the greatest of all time? Here's that pill. Stay right there. If you want to know the truth and don't want to be lied to no doggone more by the television, that's why you're here. That's why the people who come here because they recognize the real from the ridiculous. I'm not jealous. I'm here to bring the reality. I don't want what he have. Like I am jealous he got money, and I don't hate him for what he have. I hate them for ruining my game. You know, I've seen a bunch of real players out here can't get what they deserve because they're giving it to the false reality, the false God, giving him fake calls because he can't play. He has no moves to get by anybody. He can easily be shut down, but they can't have that. They got to let this bum get to the free throw line and get 3-point plays and offensive foul guys take 4 steps to the basket, and they're not acting like they don't see it. It's obvious. So it's an obvious rigging that's going on to try to make him look good. And the announcer's trying to sell it like he's the greatest thing ever. And it's like ridiculous, completely ridiculous. Yeah. So who do you think the players are? Who do you think the players are? Kuzma. Who are there are 2 players. Who do you think the 2 players are that they've listed right now? Bron and AD. I look down at my feet too, and they're not green. LeBron and AD, the White House. Dwight Howard got something, everybody. Oh, I got another Patreon story with him coming. Don't worry about that. It's with a woman. Kuzma and Dwight Howard. Ruffles and Cool. Ruffles and Brian. Well, yeah, the coach and him and the coach didn't get along, so I knew Slay was gone. And now he going to the Eagles, which is devastating for the Eagles. Let me guess, the White House was submissive. DJ T-Zone, what's up, T-Zone? Well, if Kuzma got it, Jenny got it. Y'all are nuts. Absolutely nuts, man. You guys are nuts. That is funny. That is very funny. That's hilarious. That's funny. I'm leading this. I just asked your opinion. I want to involve the live chat. That's what a live chat is for, the interaction. He gonna be the first one to die. Oh my God. He's so He gonna be hold my hand, Brian. Just hold my hand. It's so cold. So cold. Hold my hand, Brian. Doctor said I probably shouldn't even be this close. You know what? Hold my jersey. Here's one of my jerseys here. I'm gonna put on this plastic glove and spray this spray on it. Now it hold my hand. It's still cold. Yeah, it's gonna be like that, but I'm holding. All right, y'all got the video that I'm here for my boy AD. Take that photo. We got it? Yeah, okay. All right, I gotta go, AD. All right. Look, let's just do it invisibly, virtually. I'm doing our handshake. Get me out of here. Shoot, Magic Johnson. I'm like, shoot, Magic out there. He the one I want to hear about surviving something. I'm listening to Magic. That's who I want to hear. Send me Magic Johnson. He want to talk about surviving. I want to hear what Magic got to say. The Mayweather family, they going through it. They planning 2 memorials, and it's hard to plan for 2 memorials when there's a lockdown going on. So that's the major problem that everybody's having right now. Thanks, LM. I appreciate it. All the like button quotations. LM is always in here doing his job. And for that, you have been knighted, LM. I knight you. Now, only the second person ever to be knighted over here. Roger or Pernell. Pernell was always the better boxer. Roger was the harder hitter. That fight is hilarious. That fight is completely hilarious. Right. Have you heard anything about the Clippers? Have you heard anything about the Clippers at all? I've heard nothing about the Clips. That's right. He's telling everybody to hit the cash out. Know the cash out name is Carcino. The man even brought up the Stream Lab, which is in the description box. Yeah, my godson's little TikTok video. They showed me in the TikTok video. I sent that to some of y'all. I'm like, that's the only time you probably would ever see me in a TikTok video. I don't TikTok. TikTok, it don't stop to the bang bang boogie to the rhythm of the boogie to beat. That's right. The Carcino for Life podcast. It is on there. Carcino for Life podcast is on fleek. I don't even know what the heck y'all get these words from, man. No, Chris Paul. Let me tell you about Chris Paul. And this is why a lot of people don't understand. A lot of people are pissed off with Chris Paul right now. Chris Paul's supposed to be looking out for the players' interests. He's supposed to represent the players. He's the president of the players' union. So when they were talking about to Chris Paul, but he's over there in concert with the league. And they're like, look, how are you representing us? And you're the guy that's supposed to represent us, and you're not representing us. We're saying we don't want to go back into practice. We don't even want to do these one-on-one practices right now. We don't think any of this is safe. Not everybody's not on the same boat. Everybody's not on board. So you can't sit there and say, oh, we're going to do this and that, and this is where it is right now. No, it's not. It's actually a problem. So a lot of the players are not happy with it because Chris Paul is not reiterating that to Adam Silver when he's talking to him. He's basically saying, yeah, it's just a couple of guys. We'll straighten that out. But yeah, the majority of us, yeah, we can have one-on-one practices. Now, all of a sudden, after the one-on-one practices is done, we're going to be looking at a whole new thing now because now they shut down all the facilities. But this is what they were saying that when they first was doing the practices and everything, the players had their concerns then when it was like when Rudy and what's his name, Donovan Mitchell came public. When that happened, players were nervous. And then the Detroit Piston player got it. And they were, hey, why are we being allowed to go into practice? I don't want to go nowhere. So they freak out just like we do. They got social media just like we do. So they see this stuff too. They're not all calm, cool, and it'll be all right. We good. No, they're not thinking that way. And Chris Paul is not representing the players well. He's representing Chris Paul. That's his main focus of interest. How do I get Chris Paul more fame? That's why he stayed in OKC, because he knew he couldn't. He's the president of the players union. He would, if he at first he was, I want to be traded. They was like, look, man, you are president of the players union. Okay. Now, if you want to play this card, we could play it, but you chose this. Remember that. Exactly. But he chose that. It's like, if you don't want to be president of the players union, we'll give it to somebody else. A lot of people have stepped down. LeBron has stepped down his position, supposedly. and because it was corruption, they was like, "Hey, man, y'all too close to each other. I don't trust this." Adam Silver gonna paint your toenails, so, if I keep speaking about them. True. Very true. Oh man. What's gonna come flying on the Patreon today? More naked women. Oh, one girl was like, "Well, I'm gonna see some naked men." Not on my watch. If I can help it. Um, like I told you, we got the Suge Knight, the proof, all the evidence, because it was laid out that he tried to kill Eminem twice. He did not. He did not try to kill Eminem at all. And I have that video is already on the Patreon right now in the VIP, and it's already cooking. I went live on the Patreon yesterday. Was it yesterday or the day before? We did a live stream over there and answered all the questions. Baby Spice. I don't know. Daryl Morley called it China virus. Daryl Morley's probably, I think they revoked his speaking rights. Like, he is not allowed to speak until he's like 309. Oh, the Patreon, Casino for Life Patreon is beyond fire. It's a rocker. Thank you, Dem. Dem Dottie. It's an incredible name. Well, the problem that existed is the fact that you're looking at, when you talk about a group of people, you ever been at work and y'all have a group meeting? Everybody at work don't agree with each other. Some people think this should go this way. Other people should think this should go this way. There's other players that think like, okay, well, I think we should be able to go ahead and practice. Like do some full practices. We just got to facilitate. We all wash our hands. We'll be good. Other players is like, man, that's too risky right now. Let's listen to what the president is saying, the government is. Let's stay in the house. I don't want to get sick and then bring that to my family. I got little kids. My grandma there, she's in her 60s, and they saying it's killing old people. And, she kind of old. I don't want to get grandma sick. And then my mama in her 60s, she got like lung problems. And I don't want my mom to get it. So I'm going to stay in the crib. I'm there. They can't force me to come out to this thing. They said, don't be out for 2 weeks. But you telling us we should go practice. That's crazy. So players feel like this. So if you have players that feel like this is the norm or this is the narrative of where they're going, this situation here is not the Lakers. Other players also will be tested. The Lakers is just the team that the NBA put all the way up. Now, the NBA, they're going to raise over $50 million for viruses aiming to aid the healthcare and the facility for those for the coronavirus. I don't even know where my phone is. I hope it's on the charger somewhere. Because my phone seemed to just exist only on the charger. Oh no, they have it exactly where they want it. Man, if Billy could do a one-on-one with Uncle Frank. The truth behind Frank and Billy. No one knows anything about Bill. Billy could be a 400-pound guy who needs a doggone crane to get up. We don't know. The AFC East, yeah, it's on the table for the Bills. For the first time in a long time, the AFC East is up for grabs. But you still got to find a way to beat the Patriots. So before we get out of here, is there anything else you want to say before we head out? I got a video dedicated to who's going to be the Patriots' new quarterback. We're talking about Tom officially signing. That video is actually done right now. It's probably loading up, getting finished. Probably air it sometime today. So, yeah, you will get that. My talents are now going to Tampa. Is Cam going to New England? We don't know yet. They haven't gotten a lot of good trade offers for Cam that they're happy with, so they're going to release Cam. And as soon as he gets released, someone will sign him right away. No more than that. It's out now. Oh, gee. You guys are nuts. But anyway, thanks for all the time here right now today. Let me get the rest of these videos out for you guys. So if you want to see that Suge Knight video, definitely go to the Patreon. If you VIP, you will enjoy it. And that's just part 1.